Many years ago, when I was in my late teens or early 20s, I was locked into a restaurant for about half an hour because the gay pride parade outside had been attacked by homophobic thugs. Now, I didn't see much of the commotion. I was simply told that the front doors had to be locked in case any of the troublemakers tried to make their way in. Nowadays, this kind of thing rarely happens at Pride. Homophobia of that kind has become extremely rare. And anyway, Pride has become a family day out. Most of the people there seem to be heterosexuals. Now that gay people have equality under the law and homophobia is uncommon, Pride isn't so much a protest anymore, but a party. But over the past few years, there's been another evolution. In 2022, many gay men and lesbians now feel that they are not welcome at Pride, that it's become a hostile environment for those who are same-sex attracted. And all of this has happened because prominent gay rights groups, such as Stonewall, have become captured by gender identity ideology. Stonewall, in fact, has redefined the word homosexual on its website and promotional materials to mean same-gender attracted rather than same-sex attracted. Other organisations, such as the BBC, have followed suit, perhaps unaware that the implications of this change are essentially anti-gay. At the heart of gay rights is the recognition of biological sex differences. Lesbians aren't attracted to people who identify as female, they're attracted to females. This shouldn't be a controversial thing to say. And yet, this is what happened when a group of lesbians tried to march at a pride parade in Cardiff earlier today.
We're marching in a march.
At the moment...
No, I just want to make sure...
Yeah, you know now. Let me just explain to you, and it'll give you some understanding.
Yeah.
So at the moment, your march, this group of people, is causing confrontation between different groups of people.
We're lesbians.
Okay?
We're lesbians. It's gay pride.
Whatever you are at the moment is causing...
I did not want to
safely march yourselves.
We don't want to do that. We want to be part of
That's your choice. So what I'm telling you is to make sure it's safe. We are going to remove you from the road, and I want you to do that of your own accord.
I want to make sure I understand that you're removing lesbians from like LGBT march.
Yes, that is.
Many LGBT people march at Pride and hold up banners and placards for their cause. This group of lesbians were marching with banners that said the following: lesbians don't like penises, trans activism erases lesbians, and the cotton ceiling is rape. Some of these might require some explanation. The word queer has long been an offensive term used against gay people, but it's now increasingly being adopted by straight people who don't feel they fit into the typical sex binary. As for the cotton ceiling, this is a variation on the concept of the glass ceiling, which is a phrase used by feminists to describe the career limitations that women face in a patriarchal system. The cotton ceiling and boxer ceiling, allusions to female and male underwear, refer to the barriers that trans people might face in attempting to have sex with individuals who are same-sex attracted. There was even a session hosted in Toronto by a prominent trans activist whose goal was to help the participants to identify barriers and strategize ways to overcome them. It's hardly surprising that so many lesbians have reported being pressurized into having sex with biological males who identify as women. It might seem obvious that lesbians aren't interested in people with penises, and yet the CEO of Stonewall, Nancy Kelly, has compared such preferences to sexual racism. Back in the 1980s, homophobes used to say that lesbians just hadn't found the right man yet. And nowadays, it's gay rights groups saying that. It's quite incredible how anti-gay ideas are now being promoted by those who claim to support gay rights. But that's the topsy-turvy world we're living in. Many gay and lesbian activists of yesteryear, those who fought for equality back when it was dangerous to do so, are now coming out of retirement to fight this new homophobia. Some people believe it to be much more virulent and common than even it was back in the 1980s. Yes, back then there were terrible occasions when homophobes would attack pride parades, but at least no one claimed that they were progressive. Nowadays, you have police officers chucking lesbians out of their own event and social justice activists claiming that gay people are anti-trans bigots because they aren't attracted to the opposite sex. None of this is progressive. It's the opposite. And unless we take a stand against it, it's only going to get worse.